Today we're gonna look at Warhammer Quest.
Adventure card game.
Yes.
Hello.
Hello everybody. Welcome to Maximilian Games. So today, this is a kind of special video because this game is discontinued. You can't buy it anymore except for in the secondary market. But we actually bought its predecessor. So we'd like to get this reviewed and then maybe we might even consider selling it into the second market. So, Max, how to play this game?
You choose a hero.
Okay, so which hero have we chosen today?
We choose the...
What is it? A dwarf?
Yeah, kind of a dwarf.
Yeah, it's a dwarf Ironbreaker, this guy. And so, how many people can play?
It can play to 4 players.
Yeah, 4 players. Or 1 to 4, right?
Yeah, 1 to 4.
Yeah, but usually you need to have at least 2 heroes to play. So if you're playing by yourself, solo, you gotta choose 2 heroes. Now, after you've chosen a hero, what do you get? What are these 4 cards here?
There's Explore, West, and Add, and Attack.
And it says Aid.
Aid, yeah.
Mm-hmm. So what are these cards? They're skills, right?
Yeah.
So these are the things you can do. So what happens if you choose to attack? What do we do?
We exhaust it.
Yeah, so we would take our attack card and we'd exhaust it to use this skill. Now, how come you have a 5th card here? Another attack card.
Oh, that's if, like, you're playing like, a quest, and then, like, it says you can, like, level your, like, card up.
Okay, so what he means is campaign. If you're playing a campaign, after you've beaten quests, you can upgrade some of your skills and make them stronger because the quests get harder. Okay, so what's this card here with this moon on the back?
Oh, that's a quest card.
Are you sure?
Yes.
No, this is the location.
Oh yeah, location.
Location card. So how do we pass location cards?
Oh, you explore.
So we use our explore skill and we roll some dice and we put progress onto the location. Now what's this big card here?
Oh, that's a location card.
That's the quest.
Yeah.
So this is a quest card. So what are all these triangles on the quest card?
Those triangles? Oh, those are triangles. There's like a coin. And like when we finish everyone's turn, this coin like goes up 1 triangle.
So on this card we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 triangles. So does that mean we have 10 turns?
Yeah.
Sometimes. Okay.
Yeah.
What it means is as this thing moves along, you start getting badder things start happening to you. Like maybe more monsters will start coming or we start taking damage or something just by the end of our turn. So it kind of gives us a time limit to make us hurry up so we don't just stand around, kill all the monsters, then start exploring. Now the last thing we didn't talk about was this big pile here of monsters. Yeah, I'll just grab 2. Now, I'll show them one of them. How do these things work?
There's level 1, level 2, and level 3 monsters.
And how do you find monsters?
They're writing on top. There's an eye, and how many eyes on top is what level is it?
Yeah, but as we're going through the quest, how do we know where do the monsters come from?
From the monster deck and from the quest. The location card.
The location.
The location tells you what monsters there.
So on this one here, on this winding tunnels, what does it show? How do you know how many monsters to do?
That it shows at the side.
And what is this 2 and 1? What does that mean? What does the 2 mean?
2 means 2 on you and 1 in the shadows.
Okay. So what he means by 2 on you is if you're playing with 2 people or 3 people or 4 people, then 2 of the monsters that come out when you show this location, 1 will go on to 1 player and the other will go on to the other player. So it comes directly in front of your character. And what does in the shadows mean?
In the shadows is in the middle of the table and you can't see it.
Yeah, you put it face down in the shadows, they call it. It's in the middle of the table and it's not engaged with anybody. And throughout the game, you can start engaging those monsters, pulling them to you and fighting them, or there's a few people who can shoot ranged targets to the other side of the table. Did we miss anything? I think that's about it, right?
Yeah. Oh no.
What?
This.
Oh yeah. What's this guy here?
The boss.
Yeah, the boss, the nemesis, they call him in this game, and he has what makes him special?
He has skills at the bottom.
Okay.
And then when you roll a dice, if you get this
symbol. Okay. And then what happens?
Then there's depends which boss you're fighting. It shows at the bottom.
What he will do, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So maybe we should explain how to use the dice. How do I know what kind of dice I need to roll?
Oh.
Let's say I want to attack a monster that's engaged with me. How many dice am I going to roll?
Depends on your attack.
So the attack here says attack and has 2 little dice logos. So that means I'm going to pick up 2 dice, right?
Yeah.
Okay, and what about these black dice? What do they do?
They do is how many monsters engage with you and how many black dice you take.
Okay, so if you had pulled this rat swarm and you were gonna fight it, you would take 1 dice, right? And you would roll your 2 dice and there's 1 dice. Now let's explain the logos on the dice.
Mm-hmm.
What are these black slashes?
Oh, he attacks you.
Okay. And what is this? This hammer, the cross hammer.
Oh, that's 1 hit.
1 hit for you on the monster, right?
Yeah.
And what is this shield?
It's 1 block. If he attacks you, you can block 1.
And what is this sun?
The sun is you get 1 extra attack. What's that go?
Success, right?
Yeah, success.
And then what happens?
And then you roll it again, and the success gives you +1 hit.
Okay, so this is like what we call in games surging, and that basically gives you a hit, but you get to roll the dice again, and you can keep surging and surging and surging and adding and adding and adding, kind of go on a chain. If you get lucky enough and get a whole bunch of surges in a row. And the last one is a shield. Well, there's a shield and a success and a hammer, but what does the shield do?
The shield blocks the monster attacking you.
So 1 damage from the monster attacking you. Now, what he did say is if you attack a monster, then you pick up a black dice for each monster engaged with you. Mm-hmm. And you pick up the amount of white dice that it tells you on your attack card.
Yep.
But what if you're doing something else like aid or explore? Do you still pick up black dice?
Yeah.
Yeah, so it doesn't matter. Whatever skill you're using, if there's monsters on you, they're going to hit you, or at least try to hit you. There's a bunch of skills on that make their aid and their attack. It changes them to give them variability to make the characters different. Like sometimes when you explore, you might exhaust an enemy and he doesn't get to attack you anymore, or you maybe send him back to the shadows. Or maybe when you aid another player, you get to damage one of the monsters on them. There's a whole bunch of variation in this. And that's what I kind of like about this game. I think we've pretty much covered everything that's necessary. A quick review of the game. Mm-hmm. There's some tokens to track damage and some tokens to track exploring on the location. And so what do you like about this game, Max?
Oh, I think there's still 1 thing. The hero.
Oh, yeah. What do you want to talk about this hero?
Depends how many people you're doing with this game, then how many hit points your guy gets.
I don't think they understand. What do you mean? You mean how many heroes you choose?
Yeah, then you choose the card that shows you how many heroes.
Okay. On the top. Okay, if you look closely at this card, then it shows 2 little men up in the corner, and that means you're using 2 hero game. So maybe you're playing by yourself and you're using 2 heroes, or you're playing with your friend and each of you have 1 hero. Then your hit points will be quite a bit higher than if there were 3 of you or 4 of you. 4 heroes playing in the game. Okay? Mm-hmm. I think that's about covered it. So what do you like about this game, Max?
I like about it is sometimes you get super strong monsters and it just keeps following you. You can't defeat it. You just keep getting like smoked by him.
I can agree with that. This game is not super easy. You know, it can
Yeah.
be difficult and you can lose. And that's what makes games fun sometimes is like, you know, if you beat it right away in your first try, then it's not so fun to play again, right?
Yeah.
I like there's a pretty big variation. There's a lot of variation out of the box, out of the base game. And there's a couple expansions too that came out, but they're just as hard to get as the game itself. So what do you dislike about this game?
I dislike. I dislike about it.
Can't think of anything?
I feel like you have. Why they don't just make like everybody have the same skill that like refresh, and then like and why like the stuff that makes you refresh all your exhaust cards has like it only that you roll one dice.
Okay, we should probably explain that a little
And
bit better. I'll explain it. There's a one of your skills that has a refresh because as you tap cards, then they become tapped and you can't use them again. And then you need to use this skill to untap all your cards. And this skill is always the weakest, meaning that it only rolls one dice. So in order to refresh all your cards, you need to use your weak skill. And in this game, all the heroes have different skills that refresh their abilities. So you know maybe it's in this case in the Ironbreaker, the dwarf, his refresh skill is aid, and in the other players maybe it's attack or maybe it's explore
West.
or rest. Okay.
I don't like about the West because if you get like damaged so much and you only get one dice to roll for West, and it's just like smokes.
Yeah, you're basically resting for nothing, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, if you've got a bunch of monsters on you and you rest and they do more damage than you actually heal. It is pretty hard to heal back hit points in this game, but that kind of makes it. That's kind of what gives it the challenge. What I dislike about it is it's kind of sometimes it can be obvious what skill you're going to use. There's not a whole lot of choice because it's like so obvious. Oh, I just got to do this skill and do this skill, and then I got to rest or I got to refresh, so I got to do this skill. So sometimes it can be a little bit like that. And but one of the things I really like about this game is it's pretty quick to take out and play and put back. It doesn't require a big setup, and I prefer the uncampaign modes. Like I've downloaded a few fan-made expansions, and they're just like quick little one-shot quests. And I like those better because they don't require you to save your game, so to speak, and come back and play again later or invest, 3 hours, 4 hours, 5 hours of gameplay. Okay.
Okay.
Is there any? Oh, what is this thing here?
A torch.
The torch. What does the torch do?
Like the starting player has the torch, and then he goes first, and the monster comes at him first.
Okay, so after you pass that around, right?
Yeah, and like when you finish your action, and all the other people finish their action, you flip it over.
Well, in a 4-player game, you won't flip it actually. Only in a 2-player or 3-player game.
Yeah.
So this just kind of keeps track of who's the first player, and then the first player will switch and switch and switch, and the monsters always go at the first player first, and then go at the next person around the table. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's it. Yeah. Anything you want to say about this game?
Maybe how to like 2 players, you flip it around.
Oh, I think I just explained that, right?
Okay.
Okay. So that is Warhammer Quest.
Adventure card game.
Adventure card game. Thanks for watching, and see you
Bye.
later. Bye-bye.
Bye.